Hey everyone, welcome, and we're going to talk all about sleep. This particular talk is based on an article by Dr. Jockers about deep sleep, what it is, how to measure, and how to optimize it. We realize you could have some questions. Feel free to text Dr. Justine 647-987-9355. She'd be happy to answer all of your questions. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine. She is our lead chiropractor here at Justine Blainey Wellness Center. She's a wife, a mother of two, and she is a warrior for health and wellness. She's active in the community. She does lots of popular talks, motivational speaker at schools and universities, travels all over the country to do so. And she wants to be able to provide you with the best care and for you to be the best version of yourself. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Hello, everybody. Wow, isn't sleep so important? And when you don't get a good night's sleep, aren't you a bear to be around, right? That's when you can be just short-tempered, grumpy, not make good decisions, brain fog, right? Just forgetful. So this is a super important topic. We're also going to talk about coming up when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep. So today's focus is deep sleep, but then also when you get to sleep, but then you can't stay asleep. We're going to talk about female health, and then we're going to talk about how our diet and elimination goes beyond foods. What other things can we eliminate in our health and our overall day-to-day in order to be the best version of ourselves? So we're coming up with amazing topics. Stay tuned with us. Great news coming up. But today's focus is deep sleep. What is it? How to optimize it? And this information comes from Dr. Jockers. So we know, what is deep sleep? Well, we know when we have too little, we're focused, we get sick more often, right? We have more stomach challenges. We focus less, have trouble with memory, can affect our vision. Weight gain is a big one. If we're not getting enough sleep, we tend to eat more to just get that energy. Headaches, migraines, mood swings. We know that it can have a huge effect on our body. So we're going to talk about what is deep sleep and the different types of sleep we're going to have. Sleep allows our body to detox, all right? It helps get rid of that metabolic waste, helps get rid of those dysfunctional neuronal cells, builds up better neural connections, helps with better balance and neurotransmitters, and helps that sensitivity. So basically just allowing the wiring in our brain to connect better. And we know that it helps our short-term, long-term memory. So we know when you don't get a good night's sleep, you're more prone to brain fog. So you can see this cycle of events where you need that glyphosate system to work better. Basically, what this system is, clearing out the junk in your brain, letting that lymphatic fluids circle around your brain in order to be able to function better and create what's called autophagy, getting rid of the dead stuff to clear it out, because our cells are constantly, making new ones, getting rid of old ones. So this system of glyphatic system is about, the cleanup system in our body in order to help flush out all of those dirty fluids. We know that this system is the waste collector and picks up those toxins in our brain and our nervous system. And this is working better when we're at rest, especially during our sleep. Sleep is the best time for detoxification in our system. So our goal is to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Personally, I know that if I sleep too much, I'll feel way stiff and sluggish. So people who say they need 9 hours of sleep, but then still feel tired, it still might be too much. And at different parts or times in your life, you might need less or more. So I know in my 20s, I typically functioned on 5.5, 6.5 hours, whereas now 6.5 hours to 7 hours would be better. So you need to find that pattern for you. This is where we get the best delta sleep. And that's when we slow the waves of our brain, slow down those eye movements, which slows down your brain and helps your brain rest during this cycle. So it's going to clean out those neurotoxins from the brain. It's going to help with inflammation of those pro-inflammatory cytokines. It's going to help with oxidative support, reducing oxidative stress and reducing your risk of infections. This is also amazing, this important part of melatonin to help after brain injuries, concussions, trauma to the brain. It's basically melatonin is a very, very, very important hormone that's produced in the pineal gland right up here, and it works better with the lack of light. So one of the reasons why you want the blackout blinds, one of the reasons why you don't want the TV on or bright light from your alarm clock beside your body. So melatonin is going to help regulate your circadian rhythm. That's part of when you want to be able to go to bed and get up at the same time. It's a power oxidant to help your overall body to function better and reduce those toxins. So when you look at here, when you don't have that circadian rhythm, that's the people who work night shifts, changing shifts, or when you fly east or west and you have time changes. I know my daughter's in California, so dealing with flying to visit her soon with a 3-hour time change, that affects how the energy goes from that light through your eyes all the way through your brain, and then affects how your body's going to produce or use your melatonin. And if it's not functioning well, that's when you can get disease processes like Alzheimer's, dementia, affecting your brain, affecting what they talk about as amyloid plaques that build up in your brain. And that's just like garbage dumps in your brain if we're not using and being able to get melatonin functioning at a high level. Now, to test if you're getting a high enough, because enough melatonin, like we always say, test, don't guess, you can do what's called a Dutch test. That can be ordered by your naturopath or your medical doctor. Most medical doctors aren't sure what it is, so you might have to tell them about it. But this is where you pee on 5 times throughout a 24-hour period, a little white stick, and then you have to mail it away, and it'll give you a 24-hour period of all of your hormones, including how your melatonin and oxidative stress, your vitamin D levels are functioning. So it gives you about a 7-page report on all of the different hormones, including your thyroid hormones. And it does cost, it's out of pocket. It is a taxable cost. It's around $500. So what melatonin we can see is super, super important in our health. Now we want to go into the stages. You see the different stages. The first stage of a good night's sleep is around that 10 to 15 minutes. And that's when you're in just like a light sleep. You're not dead asleep. Things will wake you up very easily. You don't have the deep eye movement. So this is the non-REM sleep. Your heart rate goes down, your eye movements do go down, your respiration comes down, you're relaxing, your other bodily functions are going down so you don't have to go to the bathroom, and your brain waves are relaxing. So for me, this is like the nap stage. Often on my long days, just getting that stage 1, 10, 12 minutes, just to rest my brain, rest my body so that I can get back to my second shift of the day. This is that stage 1 sleep. When you get in stage 2, this still light sleep, your body temperature drops, your heart rate drops, REM drops. And still, this is responds typically to about 50% of your entire sleep cycle. And then into stage 3, again, another 10 or 15 minutes. This is deeper sleep. Your body is repairing itself at this sleep, and your body is creating that waste and repair. And then when you get into stage 4, and this is about 10 minutes, this is where you get your dreaming, your heart rate and your breathing rate slows down, your muscles truly relax, your brain waves slow down. And this is restarts the REM sleep. So we do go through these stages of sleep in order to make sure we get that deep quality sleep. We want to be able to dream. And I know when I was talking to my brother-in-law, as he started taking the right form of magnesium for him, he was telling me that, he was getting better dreams. So with the stages of sleep, you will see as you go through that cycle, each cycle is about 45 to 90 minutes. And each cycle, the first one's 45 minutes, each cycle gets a little shorter after that. And that's why that first bit of sleep is so important before midnight. Before midnight, you want to go through all those different stages of sleep. So the same quality of sleep, a sort of 11 to 6, is not the same as going to bed at 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. So you do definitely want to aim for that hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before midnight. Going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time is the best way to help with your circadian rhythm. If you're traveling, you just slowly change it by 15 minutes. And same on the weekends, best to only change it by about a half an hour, because you can't stay up, until 2 or 3 in the morning and sleep in and recover the same if we're not staying with those same cycles. That REM sleep is known as stage 5 of your sleep cycle, after you go through the non-REM sleep cycle stages. And this is the stage 5 is where your brain activity increases, your body's a little more awake, and that's why you will feel some of those dreams. Your eyes will move more rapidly from side to side, your heart rate and breathing will be a little faster in that stage 5, and your limbs might feel a little bit more paralyzed at that stage. So you'll see REM stands for rapid eye movement. And at this stage, you want to be able to get to that stage for that deep quality sleep. So it says here, the REM sleep occurs the first time in the first 70 to 90 minutes after falling asleep and reoccurs approximately every 90 minutes. And so you want to get through a few cycles in your sleep. So you can't sort of sleep for 2 hours, get up, sleep for 2 hours, and get through those cycles as easily. So I know when I was breastfeeding and feeding every 3 hours, that's when it was more challenging to get into those deep REM sleep cycles. So how do we measure your deep sleep? This is one of the ways. It's a ring that you put on your finger. I do have some of the chiropractors, they swear by this Aura ring. And it's the best way to measure that deep sleep and track your sleep with an Aura. I do have a few challenges because it is connected to your phone. So that means you're always connected by Wi-Fi. So something, even if it helps you sleep, I certainly wouldn't recommend wearing it every single night. But it helps let you know about your sleep duration, the quality of sleep, the phases that you get through in your sleep by tracking those different REM sleeps, your environmental factors, your lifestyle factors. So it's just one of the ways to help measure your fitness, your sleep. It gives you sort of different types of measurements on your phone. And like I said, some of the chiropractors swear by this. I'm not somebody who has a challenge with sleep, but if you do, it may be one of the tools that you could use for a short period of time, or at least on the weekends, to help you learn more about your sleep quality and how to get better circadian rhythm. It's very, very important to monitor your heart rate variability. It's a measure of the time of variation in your heartbeats. And this variation is controlled by your autonomic nervous system, what chiropractors work with. That's your automatic nervous system. And it regulates your heart rate, your blood pressure, your breathing, your digestion. Pretty much all areas of your body is controlled by your autonomic nervous system. And through your autonomic nervous system, your hypothalamus, which is at the top, sends amazing messages throughout the rest of your body to help induce that rest and relaxation and help you stay asleep. So when you see in this chart, if you have low HRV versus high HRV, so though we want to aim towards that high HRV where we have a better, greater sense of well-being, we're better to perform in sports, physical activities, at work, better relaxation, better recovery from sleep and from activities, better cognitive performance, memory, and lower blood pressure. So it allows us to rest and recover and manage stress better. So some of the strategies that we want to aim for getting this deep sleep. Well, number one, those good quality habits. So going to bed and getting up at the same time. and creating those activities to improve your overall sleep, improve our metabolic balance, reducing our risk of diabetes type 2, insulin resistance. We want to make sure we're managing those other areas of our health concern. You can see all of our other talks, because if we're dealing with challenges of metabolic concerns, obesity, insulin resistance, all of those areas are going to affect our sleep as well. So, but number one, we talked about some other areas, looking towards a dark room, a cooler room, sheets that are cooler, pillows that don't make you sweat as much, a pillow that's the right size for you, looking at positioning asleep, like sleeping on your side with a pillow under your knee, between your knees, or on your back under your knees. Super important to have some of those habits. Phone away from your bed. We typically keep our phones in the bedroom. And then looking at ways to reduce stress. So a gratitude journal before bed, reading before bed, so that you're not watching TV and getting that blue light, getting enough sunlight through the day, and exercise in the day, not 3 hours before bed. As I said, reducing the blue light. So maybe you need blue light glasses if you're on the computer a lot through the day. The blackout screens are huge. We have them in all of our bedrooms. Balancing your blood sugars to get into parasympathetics. You can do the alternating nasal breathing, the 10 in, 10 out, to 15 in, 15 out, counting by threes, looking at different essential oils to help relax the body. There's many people who sell some of the essential oils that can be super helpful. Looking at your magnesium and testing your magnesium levels, like I said with my brother-in-law, and the right type of magnesium for you. Looking at the different types of melatonin. Just because you tried one type doesn't mean that melatonin isn't for you. You might have to try a few different kinds. Looking at different herbs, and looking at different types of rings, like I said, the Aura ring or magnesium, different types of supplements, valerian, melatonin, chamomile tea, peppermint tea, that can be helpful. So we look at some of those sleep habits. We know that going to bed at the same time getting up is hugely important, but avoiding those meals right before bed, especially those sugary meals or alcohol in the evening. I know a lot of times people think I need a drink to go to sleep or milk to go to sleep. Avoiding electronics a couple hours before bed can make a massive difference. Those blue light glasses, when you're on screens a lot, can make a massive difference to how that blue light affects your body, but just most importantly, getting off the screen levels. Reducing your stress, practicing visualization, gratitude, scripture reading, journaling, yoga or meditation, Tai Chi, grounding, which is walking just outside on your grass barefoot. Doing activities just to relax ourselves, getting in nature, sitting outside for a little bit in the fall, listening to the leaves, putting music on that's like listening to the ocean or listening to the leaves, listening to the birds, can help be relaxing to relax your body. Careful with music, also choosing music that will be more relaxing than uplifting to help our body get into that deep sleep. Number two is get into that opportunity of giving thanks, that opportunity of gratitude, to help our body get into that positive state of mind before you go to bed, so you wake up in that great mood. And so I always recommend at least give thanks to 3 different things every night before you go to bed. If you say it out loud to your partner, that's the best, but even out loud to yourself, so that it's out of your mouth and into your ears, will help you practice that gratitude or prayer before bed. Getting enough sunlight in the day, super important. That helps you create that vitamin D3. Getting your exercise, a minimum of 30 minutes a day is what they recommend, a minimum of 5 days a week. If we are not doing 30 minutes of exercise that gets our heart rate up, so you're breathing hard, you're getting a light sweat, then you're your health is going down versus maintaining. 30 minutes a day is just to maintain. So ideally, we want to aim for more. And that's why we teach the max T3, so that if you're not having a lot of time, you're doing that sort of 20 seconds, 30 seconds on hard, 20, 30 seconds rest, to get the change of the 3Ts, the tempo, the type of exercise, and the timing of the exercise, so that you're getting constant change on your body to make that heart work harder and get your muscles moving. We talked about that blue light, replacing the light bulbs in your house. You'll know in our office, we put all the healing sort of yellower lights, blue light glasses, changing the light on your screen of your phone or your iPad, and trying to make sure you don't have any electronic devices in the house. Check the lighting in and around your house, so that you could use a sleep mask if you need to, covering the light from your alarm clocks, and just making sure that you don't have things that are blinking that could be affecting your overall health. So one of the things is we have like a night light in the bathroom. Well, that can be aggravating, or in the hallway. So making sure, sometimes just a matter of closing your door so you're not having that light in your eyes. Balancing your sugar levels. We know that if you have high sugar levels, you're going to crash. So when you look at the chart here on my right, you'll see how you have that peak, and then it goes below the pink level, and that's going to have that crash level. So the more that we can balance our sugars throughout the day, the healthier we're going to be. So ultimately, we want to stay with the low glycemic foods, and that includes even vegetables, like things like carrots and corn are higher glycemic foods, and pastas and breads and potatoes. So looking towards lower glycemic foods, berries, green apples, your green vegetables will help you stay longer at a more level state, so that you're not crashing, because that crash does not help you get that good deep sleep. Next one is the nasal breathing. So that's when you just breathe and you cover one nostril. Some people even do the mouth taping to learn how to breathe better with their nose. And that improves your breathing quality. Many of us are mouth breathers. We're just breathing from our chest up. We're not even getting down to our belly. So this improves that breathing quality, forces us to breathe deeper and get that better quality, so that through the night we're not just breathing with our mouth. There are some essential oils that can be excellent for your sleep. You can use them either to breathe in, so you just put them sort of on your temples, on your nose, on your neck. So that helps you breathe them in, and inhale them in. You can put them all through the room, put them on your skin, or you can digest them. So there's many different ways. And this is something that you've kind of got to test and check out. Things like lavender or chamomile oil can be super helpful to help our bodies relax. Number 9, reducing that EMF exposure overall. So that's where it has this picture of camping, getting out in nature, minimizing that TV, computer time, Netflix time. I know that there's lots of episodes that we can get addicted to and binge to, but unfortunately that does mean that you're going to get a lesser quality of sleep if we binge with that Netflix. So getting the TV away from bed, turning the Wi-Fi off, or turning our phones to airplane mode, looking at landlines for our phones. I know that's expensive, so it's challenging, but we do know if we're constantly using our phone, try to have it not near your face, to have your phone and use either earbuds or have it on speakerphone would be best to avoid that blue light. Magnesium, as we said, super important, helps relax that smooth muscle. Make sure that you have the right type of magnesium in order for you to get the best sleep. And number 12, the right type of melatonin as a supplement. There's many different options, but melatonin can really help detox in that sleep process, help our moods, relieve stress, help with us dealing with our magnesium levels. And lastly, as we get into option number 13, is looking at the benefits of valerian root. It decreases the time for us to get into that deep sleep. You can use this as a supplement, but I would recommend getting advice from the naturopath. This can improve your sleep, reduce anxiety, help lift up moods, and create a sense of calmness. There are benefits with the passion flower. I've never used this. So again, I would talk to your naturopath before supplementing and adding too many things at once. It would be better to start with one thing and then see how that goes before doing 2 or 3 things all at the same time. You don't know which ones are working, which ones aren't. This helps reduce anxiety, improve your sleep. You're not only speeding up to get to that good sleep, but improving the quality of sleep, helps your digestion, and helps with moods. As we get to lemon oil balm benefits, this helps get rid of those free radicals. It's antiviral, helps with aging and sleep, improves our concentration and our stress management. And we know that stress will affect our sleep. There are benefits of that tart cherry. And this is not eating the sugary cherries or sugary juice. This is the tart cherry juice. So it's a one, but it improves if you have a urinary tract infection, improves our sleep, affects inflammation levels, affects our sugar levels, insulin levels, reduces a risk just of stroke, and can help our bodies deal with fat burning. The next one makes me think of my daughter because she's in California in chiropractic college. But again, you can look at different forms of supplementation with California poppy extract, of also able to help with your sleep and your heart rate variability, helps booster and help with your energy levels. There are different supplements. This is a Mag Sleep from Dr. Jocker, so I just want to support him. We have magnesium for tension in our office. Look at the different types, but again, talk to your naturopath, your holistic nutritionist. Be willing to try different types to find the one for you. And finally, what does a chiropractor do with sleep? We work to relax the spine. When you're in a sympathetic stress, that stress mode, everything's go, 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 go. And as we do those adjustments, removing those areas of subluxation, that takes tension off the spine so that you can get into that parasympathetic rest and digest stage. So the goal of the chiropractor is to remove tension, remove pressure so that your brain can send messages throughout the entire body, improve circulation to help with that rest and that detoxification process. So chiropractors, we do proper testing with thermography, we do testing with x-ray, we do palpation, range of motion testing to find out, feel where those areas of subluxation are, those areas of misalignment in the spine. And then our goal is to remove those areas so that you can function at your best. And we constantly find people when they're under less stress for their spinal health, they're able to get a better quality, longer and deeper quality of sleep. Stay tuned with us. We have lots of amazing talks coming up. We have ones more on deeper sleep, quality sleep, how to deal with all of your health concerns, eat well, and do elimination. So hang tight with us. We look forward to seeing you soon. Please do a review, connect with us. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.